We're going to talk about embouchure. Embouchure is just a French word meaning basically what you do with your mouth. And what we do with our mouth is super important to manufacturing a great bassoon tone. Every wind instrument has an embouchure. Brass players will do something different than you will. Saxophone players and clarinet players will do something different than you do as well. Because we're a double reed player, our embouchure is very unique. First of all, you need to make sure you've soaked your reed. So if you haven't yet, pause it, soak your reed, 30 seconds to a minute, then come back. Once your reed is ready to go, we're going to start defining our embouchure. Step number 1. We need to find the place on our lip where the dry part of the lip and the wet part of the lip meet. This is going to be different on every person because everybody's lips are shaped differently. Some people have full lips, some people have thin lips. What you have is special to you, but everybody has a place where the wet and the dry meet. So I want you to find that with your finger, okay, and just kind of be aware of it. Step 2, we're going to place our fingers on our reed about 3/4 of the way up the blade of the reed. And this is going to act as a marker for where our lip is going to interact with the reed. Okay, so once you have figured that out, we're going to move on to step 3. We're going to take the reed, we're going to place it in the mouth, we're going to line it up right on where that wet and that dry meet. As the reed comes into the mouth, we're going to greet it with our tongue. We're going to make sure that we protect the reed as it enters the mouth. A lot of times students will bang a reed on their teeth or hit it on their lip. We want to make sure we don't do that, we don't break the reed, and we don't damage your lips or your gums. I am lined up on my wet and dry. Next step, we want to draw the teeth down and push our bottom lip up. It's going to create a bunched chin, what I call strawberry chin, because we get these little puckers in our chin muscle. So find your 3/4 of the way up the blade. Okay, place it on the wet and the dry, greet it with the tongue. Push the lip up, pull your teeth down. Now you see the muscle there. Once we've done that, now we move on to the next step. We're going to hug the sides of the reeds with the corners of our mouth. We call this part of our mouth the corners. So we're going to bring them in and just hug on the side of the reed like that. So okay, here we go. All steps. Tongue, wet and dry, teeth or lip up, teeth down, corners hug. Once we get to that step, we're going to take in a breath. Now we practiced oral cavity already. When you breathe in, you need to breathe in through that shape. Have your tongue in its checkpoints. We already talked about having the teeth separated here. Make sure the back of the throat is relaxed and open. After we breathe in over the reed, top of the lip is just going to touch and seal that air into the body. So here are all the steps again. 3/4, wet and dry. Chin bunches, pushing the lip up, pull the teeth down, hug the sides, breathe. That is the basics for making our embouchure. Once you've done this a few times, you understand how this looks and feels. Have a mirror, have somebody helping you monitor it, whether it's your teacher or a friend or a parent. Then I want you to go one step further, and we're going to blow air through the reed. But we're not going to make a sound yet. We're just going to blow air. Just like we did with breathing and blowing, air is going to catch in our cheeks. 3/4 of the reed. Greet with the tongue. Wet and dry. Lip up. Teeth down. Corners. Breathe. And those are the basic steps of our embouchure. What that does for us is it allows us to create a strong circle of muscle around the reed that can control both sides of the reed and open and close that blade. That's how you're going to make a really good sound on the bassoon.